The hobby is like kind of like the catch-all term we all kind of use to describe like this crazy pastime we're all into of painting miniatures and making miniatures and role-playing games and making little plastic army men fight each other and rolling a ton of dice. I got introduced into role-playing games, specifically Dungeons and Dragons, when I was very young. And for about 2 years now, or a year and a half, I've been getting into war games, like specifically Warhammer 40,000. And this kind of documentary vlog series is going to be me documenting my kind of just journey and getting back into it, because I've been on kind of a hiatus recently. The main issue I've seen a lot of people face when getting into role-playing games and wargaming is finding people to play with, because it's kind of hard to get people to put a time investment in, and it's even harder with things like wargaming because there's usually a high model count that is required, and it's kind of just hard to get people to want to play with you when they have to forfeit tons of money to the corporation gods. Plan 1. Raise the dead. Now, you're gonna have to trust me on this one. I did try this, but turns out conjuring spirits to play Hero Quest with you, it's not worth the fuss. They just get ectoplasm all over the dice. Just bloody nightmare, right? Plan 2. Be the cool guy. So, with a lot of the hobby, it's kind of implied that it's passed down to you. It's taught to you by an older sibling, a cool friend, or even a parent. And that's what's kind of cool about the hobby, because it kind of gives it that like personal feel, and that's just a cool thing, I think. So for this plan to work, I have to be the cool guy for my friend Freddie. Freddie has had some experience with 40k before, but has never actually played a game of 40k. So I've got these like awesome 2nd edition plastic Space Marines. I just think they're the coolest thing ever. There's like a weird like beauty to their uniformity, like especially when they're all painted. They look so good. They're my favorite space fascists. Then I've got these 2nd edition Space Orcs. They're really cool because they kind of match the Space Marines, and also the sculpts on these things they're so good. And then I have these are like the cream of the crop in my collection. I have these 2 like metal rogue trader orcs, like metal miniatures. There's just something about them that's just cool. Like they're just like the greatest thing ever. I love collecting old metal miniatures. Like I have a bunch of these like old metal fantasy miniatures. I think a lot of them are from a company called Grenadier. I don't know if that's a company anymore. But yeah, I just love weird guys and old minis. Like they're just so interesting to me, and they've got such an attitude and a personality to them. But yeah, these bring me so much joy. I think people should all do the thing in the hobby that brings them the most joy. And for me, it's painting and playing with miniatures that are like older than me. For the board, I was going to use this mat from the 9th edition starter set box. That's the box that got me into Warhammer. And it's super cool, but I just can't find it anywhere. I've looked everywhere. The goblins have taken it. It's gone to the sands, lost for time. So instead, I've taken this like sheet of paper and I painted it with this green paint I've had for like 4 years. It will outlast us all. It never runs out. It is eternal. And I've weighed down the corners with 2p coins taped to the bottom because they just kept sticking up. And I laminated it with just tape, just good old tape, greatest thing ever. Do anything with this stuff. I thought this mat would be like really disposable, but I actually think it might become kind of like a permanent thing, because it's kind of trippy and a bit chaotic. I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, because I haven't filmed it yet, but oh, I think it looks cool. So yeah, all I gotta do now is get Freddy around and teach him Warhammer. Hello, it's Kai from the future here. I had a really fun time playing that Warhammer game with Freddy. It was totally rad. Freddy loved it. I think the coolest moment from the game, it's one of those memories that are gonna live on forever. Freddy absolutely decimated me as he played Space Marines. he just killed all the orcs, and then one little orc was just running away, and then Freddy focused every single available goddamn space marine to shoot at the with one orc, and it was like, do you know Akira? When like, I'll play the clip, but it's like, it was totally rad. So welcome to the end of this vlog documenting my hobby time this week. I think it was a month. It might have been a month. It might have been shorter. I'm an amount of time. So basically, we're gonna be like a kids show, where at the end of the episode we're gonna have some. What have we learned this week? That's why I'm scooted over here, because this side of the screen we're gonna put some stuff. So the first thing I've learned is that presumptions are often wrong. This mainly came about that Freddy did not think that he was going to enjoy the playing side of the game. He thought he was just going to enjoy the like building and painting, and that presumption got like pushed because he had a great time. Lesson I learned number 2, the little moments, they matter more than anything. They're always the most fun, like the way that Freddy's like space marines just shot this one orc to death, or Freddy attempting to shoot a missile launcher very close range and damaging no one but himself. And that was just, it's just those tiny little bits of like, just even setting up the board and just like the little things we talked about that just, it made it so much more magical. And is that the right word? I think magical is the right word. It was just a lot more entertaining and fun. It's just in those little moments. I think that's something not to take for granted. And number 3, just have fun, you know? Like, don't take everything too seriously. It's like, what's that movie, Ferris Bueller? You gotta slow down and smell the flowers or whatever he says in that movie. Life goes by too fast. You might miss it. Put that on a poster. But yeah, I feel like that's something that like you gotta just have fun in the moment. Otherwise, you're gonna get too focused on winning or losing. Like, I lost that game horribly. I still haven't ever won a game of Warhammer in my life. Do I care? Not really, because it was fun. And it's the thing of it wasn't even because, oh, we were doing a story campaign and my character's dying and was like, you know, it was a really big plot drive. It was just because I had fun with a person I liked, and we rolled dice and we got little plastic spacemen and some metal space orcs to shoot each other to death, you know? And that was just cool. I don't know what my hands are doing. It's like Doctor Strange. He's doing all the sick hand movements. Just open a spell. Just like, that should be the way the video ends, right? Just open a portal and just leave. But yeah, thank you for sharing this with me. And in my Bob's Baggage shirt and my messy hair and my Spider-Man wall art and just all this crazy stuff, and just people are gonna think I'm drunk.